Hello students, welcome to my class. Today we will continue with the chapter Relations and Functions of class 11. In my previous video we have seen some real functions and their graphs. Today we will continue with that fifth function, modulus function. So we will see what is a modulus function. A function f from R to R defined by f of x is equal to modulus of x where x belongs to R. So this function is called a modulus function. Here you will have a doubt what is the meaning of this mod x. So I will explain now. Here the value function will take if x is greater than or equal to 0. If x is a non-negative integer or non-negative real number, f of x will be x in that case. If x is a negative real number, then f of x will be minus x. So this is defined, this is only modulus function. So f of x is equal to x where x greater than or equal to 0 and minus x when x less than 0. For example, if you are taking x is equal to 1, then f of x is equal to mod 1. You just see here x is a positive real number, so what we have to take, the same value is the answer. If you are taking x is equal to minus 2, so f of minus 2 is equal to modulus of minus 2. Here you see value of x is less than 0, in that case minus x will be the answer, that is minus of minus 2 is equal to 2. So what we are getting here, even if x is positive value or negative value, f of x is always positive. F of x is always positive, and if you are taking x is equal to 0, what will happen to the function? F of 0 is equal to modulus of 0, which is equal to 0. Okay, so if you are taking another value, x is equal to minus 3, then f of minus 3, that is equal to modulus of minus 3, its value is equal to 3. So whatever may be the value of x, whether it is positive or negative, f of x will be always positive and 0. So now we are going to draw the graph of this function. So here we got the points, few points we got now. X, y. If you are taking x is equal to 1, we got y value also 1. If you are taking x is equal to 2, we will get y value also 2. If you are taking x is equal to 0, y value is also 0. If you are taking minus 1, then the same value only will get minus 1. If you are taking minus 2, then f of x is equal to plus 2. Sorry, here not minus, plus 1. And here it is plus 2, and if you are taking minus 3, the value of f is plus 3. So x is whether positive or negative, y value will be always positive. Now we are going to draw the graph of this function. X dash, origin O, y dash, y. First point 1, 1. We will mark the points 1, 2, 3, 4. And here we will have minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and y we need not mark negative. Okay, so x1, y1, x1, y1, so this is the point. X2, y2, so this is the point. X3, y3, y is also 3 only. If you are taking x equal to 3, y is also 3. Then x0, y0, this point. X minus 1, y is plus 1, that is this point. X minus 2, y is equal to 2, that is this point. X minus 3, y is equal to 3. Okay, so the graph of, if you are taking x is equal to 3 here, y is also 3 only. So here we will mark one more point, x3, y3. So the graph of modulus function will be like this. The point will be like this, and so this is the graph of a modulus function. Okay, so this is the point. So this is the graph of a modulus function. Now what about domain and range? Domain will be, we can take any value for r. If you are taking even decimal number, if you are taking, you will get the positive decimal number as answer. So x can take any value for all real numbers. This function is defined. So domain will be r. What about range? Whether you are getting any negative number here? No. So it starts from 0 to any value in the positive direction of the number line. That is, range will be from 0 to infinity. That is, positive values including 0 we are getting as a range. So range of modulus function will be from 0 to infinity. Now sixth function, signum function. So function f from r to r defined by f of x is equal to mod x by x. Just now we have seen this modulus function where x belongs to r. So modulus of x by x. So this function is called a signum function, or we can define this in another way, because mod function we have already seen, it is x if x greater than or equal to 0, and it's minus x if x less than 0. So we will substitute these values here. So we will get signum function as if x greater than 0. So here we will have three cases. When x greater than 0, what is the value of signum function? When x is equal to 0, what is the function? When x less than 0, what is the function? So if x greater than 0, what is the value of modulus of x? Mod value is x. So f of x we will get as x by x, that is 1. So when x greater than 0, f of x will be 1, and x is equal to 0, this function will be 0. And if x less than 0, in this case f of x will be modulus x is minus x. So here we will substitute minus x, or minus x by x. When you cancel, you will get minus 1. So this is the signum function. So we can define signum function as 1 if x greater than 0, equal to 0 when x is equal to 0, minus 1 when x less than 0. Now here if you see, what is domain? Domain means we can take all the values of r. So domain will be r. What about range? So actually here we got y is, f of x is nothing but y value. So whatever value you are taking for x greater than 0, you will always get 1. If you are taking x is equal to 1, y is also 1. If you are taking x is equal to 2, y is 1. If you are taking x is equal to 50, y is 1. Okay, if you are taking any negative value, you will get y value as minus 1. So the range you will have always these three values only you will be getting as y. So range will be minus 1, 0, 1. Okay, so domain will be r, and the range will be these three numbers only you will always get for y. So range will be minus 1, 0, 1. Now we will see the graph of this function. Okay, so it's very easy, the graph of this function. Actually we'll draw the x-axis and y-axis. X dash, origin, y dash. In y we need to mark only these 3 points, 0, 1, minus 1. First one, if x is equal to 0, y is also 0, that is this point. Okay, so this point. And if you take any value, here 1, 2, I will mark 1, 2, 3, and here I will mark minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. If you take any value greater than 0 for x, you will always get 1 as the answer. So y, you will get always 1 for all the values of x. So here this point will not be there. Okay, so you have to put a whole circle like this. That means 0, here 1 will not come. Okay, so all the values, so for 0, x is equal to 0, 1 will not come. That is why we have drawn a circle like this. So for all other values of x, you will always get y value as 1. Next, if you are taking x is equal to minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 or negative values, you will always get y value as minus 1. So the graph will be always like this. And here also for x is equal to 0, y will not be minus 1. So you have to draw like this. So this is the graph of a signum function. So now we have completed signum function. Then the last function, greatest integer function. So seventh one, greatest integer function. So what do you mean by greatest integer function? So f from R to R defined by f of x is equal to greatest integer function x, where x belongs to R. Its meaning f of x assumes the greatest integer less than or equal to x. So you have to understand the meaning of this function. Actually, whatever value of x you are taking, for example, if I am taking x is equal to 1, then f of 1 is greatest integer function 1. Its meaning f of x assumes the greatest integer less than or equal to this value. The greatest integer less than or equal to 1 means the value is 1. If you are taking x is equal to 1.5, decimal number we will take 1.5. So f of 1.5 is equal to greatest integer function 1.5. So what is its meaning? You have to write the greatest integer less than or equal to. You have to write integer only. You should not write real numbers. You have to write integer only. Greatest integer less than or equal to 1.5. Can you say what is the greatest integer less than 1.5? Is equal to 1. Then if you are taking x is equal to 1.9, what is f of 1.9? That is greatest integer function 1.9 is the value integer, greatest integer less than 1.91. So if you start from 1 to 2, any value, any decimal number from 1 to 2, here I will write, if you take any value from 1 to 2 till 2, if you are taking, you will have f of x is equal to 1. If you take any value from 1 to 2, or you can write here less than 2. Okay. So less than 2, 1 less than or equal to x less than 2, any value in this collection if you are taking, f of x will be always 1. If you are taking any number from 2 to 3, up to 3, then f of x will be 2. For example, if you take x is equal to 2.4. Then f of 2.4 is equal to greatest integer function 2.4. What is its meaning? You have to write the greatest integer less than 2.4. What is that? 2. So from 2 to up to 2.999, whatever may be the number, before 3, all the values if you take, you will get f of x will be 2. So this is how you will get. If you take a value, decimal value, for example, x is equal to 0.5. If I am taking a value less than 1, x is equal to 0.5. Then f of 0.5 is equal to greatest integer function 0.5. So what is its meaning? It will take the answer. Answer is the greatest integer less than or equal to x. This is not an integer. So you have to find the less than integer. What is the number? Less than integer number less than 0.5, 0. So if you take any value from 0 to 1, f of x will be 0. Okay. Now what about the negative side we will see. So if you consider a number line graph, we will start drawing the graph. Y dash, 0, x dash. If you take any negative value, so here we have 1, 2, 3, minus 1, minus 2. Here we will have minus 1, minus 2, 1, 2. So if you take any negative value, for example from minus 1 to 0, if you are taking minus any number between minus 1 and 0, for example when you take x is equal to minus 0.5, then f of minus 0.5, the question will be greatest integer minus 0.5, greatest integer less than minus 0.5. So can you tell me, here you will have a 0.05 minus 0.05. What is the integer less than 0.05? That is minus 1. So if you take any number in this region, the f of x value will be minus 1. So we can write here one more thing, that is if you take minus 1 less than or equal to x less than 0, then f of x will be minus 1. So now we are going to draw the graph. From 0 to 1, this range if you consider 0 to 1, f of x will be 0. So this is the point, okay, this is the point. And from 1 to 2, so from this region whatever value you are taking, f of x is equal to 1. So you have to draw like this, but for 2 will not come here. Okay, now the next case, if we are starting from 2 to 3, the f of x value will be 2. That is from 2. If you take f of x is equal to 2, f of x is equal to 2 only. So it will start from 2 up to 3, but 3 will not come. So this is how, if you go to the negative part, minus 1 to 0, that is minus 1 to 0, f of x value is minus 1. So we will start with this point till here. Okay, so this is the minus 1. So here minus 1 will not come. Okay, similarly you can draw for the other case also. Suppose if you are taking number from minus 2 to less than or equal to x less than minus 1, then f of x will be minus 2. That is from this region if you consider, you will have a number from minus 1 to 1, minus 1, minus 2 to minus 1, but minus 1 will not come here. So this is the graph of greatest integer function. So we have completed all the 7 functions. Now we will have a small portion in this chapter, that is algebra of function, that also we will complete now. So here we will learn algebra of real number, that is how to add, subtract, multiply or divide two real functions, that we are going to see now. Suppose f is a function from x to r, f of x will denote as f of x, and g is a function from x to r. Okay, so these are the two functions. G of x, I will write it as g of x, are two real function. Then what is addition of these two functions, that is f plus g from x to r defined by f plus g of x is equal to f of x plus g of x. Similarly, so this is the addition of two real number. Then subtraction, what is f minus g from x to r? So f minus g of x is equal to f of x minus g of x. Then what is the third one? If you are multiplying, multiplication by a scalar, that is alpha is a constant, then alpha f of x is equal to, that is defined from alpha x, defined from x to r by alpha f of x is equal to alpha into f of x. Then multiplication, that is fg, product of two real function from x to r defined by fg of x is equal to f of x into g of x. Now the division, fifth one division, that is f by g from x to r defined by f by g of x is equal to f of x by g of x. That is the operations on two real number. It's very easy actually. For example, if you have f of x is equal to one function, I'm going to explain with an example. F of x is equal to x square plus 1 and g of x is equal to 2x minus 5. So how will you add, subtract or multiply, divide these two functions? It's very easy. So first one, what is f plus g of x? That is, formula is f plus g of x is equal to f of x plus g of x. That is, you have to add the two real function, that's all. So x square, first function is here x square plus 1 and the second function is 2x minus 5. So just you add and you simplify if possible. If in this question we can simplify, so this is the answer. So this is how you have to add two real function. Now subtraction, f minus g of x. How to find f minus g of x? You just subtract these two real functions, that is x square plus 1 minus 2x minus 5. That is x square plus 1 minus 2x plus 5. So we will simplify this, that is x square minus 2x plus 6. So this is how you have to subtract the function. Next one, multiplication by a constant. For example, if 3f of x, okay, or k, we will take a general value k f of x. That means you have to multiply k into f of x. That is k into, what is f of x here? X square plus 1. So each term of the function f of x you have to multiply by k. That is k x square plus k. Now fourth one is product. That is f g of x is equal to x square plus 1 into product of these two function, means you have to just multiply the real functions. So x square plus 1 into 2x minus 5, you have to just multiply and simplify this. That is 2x cube minus 5x square plus 2x minus 5. Now we cannot further simplify, so this is the answer, product of two real numbers. Now division, that is f by g of x is equal to f of x by g of x. So this is the formula, f of x by g of x. So we will simply divide these two functions, x square plus 1 by 2x minus 5. Here one important thing, this 2x minus 5 should not be equal to 0. If it is becomes 0, then the function is not defined in this case, or we can say that x value should not be equal to 5 by 2, because if you are taking x is equal to 5 by 2, in that case the denominator will become 0. So this condition also you have to write when you divide two real functions. So this is how you have to perform operations on real numbers. So we have completed all the important concepts in this chapter. In my next class we will see the exercise 2.3. If you like my channel, you can share and subscribe. Your subscription, my motivation. Thank you, students.